Tayada Om Bengazi Bengazi Ma Bengazi Bengazi Ranza Samunga de Soha Toje Kun La Nyomba Jom Den de Tanzama Tebe Neson Dung Yes Tosum Nesin Sange Mingila Binduya Yugi Jawla Cha-te-lo. My deepest respect and homage to Medicine Buddha, the supreme healer of all the disease. Okay, Tashi Delek. Tashi Delek is a special greetings in Tibetan language, which means briefly, shortly, good success and good health. So with this greetings to all my friends. I'm again here to share some of my views about how the mind will influence to the psychological and physical energy positively and negatively. So now to share these views is something that will not be able to explain everything in a short time. So I try to do as much as possible to make it shorter with a clear information, but maybe not so easy. So I do my best. So now first, to understand the influence of the mind, we have to know the relation between body and mind. What are the interconnection? What are the link between these two? And how they influence each other. So for that, first we have to know a little bit about our achievement of this precious human life. Okay, so according to Buddhist concept and even in the Tibetan medicine, to achieve a precious human life, you need a special conditions. With the different conditions, then you have possible to achieve this precious life. So first condition is the self-accumulated karmic seed. Karmic seed means something that you have accumulated in the past life. So this will be of principal seeds to cultivate this human body, and then with that other conditions will support to create this precious human life. Okay, so that now the karmic seeds meaning is something that you have done some positive action we call karma in the previous lives, and that is the main seed that will give the opportunity to born as a human being. I give a simple example. As if you cultivate rice, the result of the cultivation will be rice. If you cultivate wheat, you'll get the wheat. But if you cultivate rice and you just expect wheat, is impossible. So similarly, if you have accumulated a merit of good karma to be born as a human being, then you will achieve the precious life. But if you have created a karma in the past life or previous life to be born as an animal, then you will be born as an animal. So that's why we say the number one, the most important seed is your karmic seeds, self-accumulated. Now this karmic seed is the one that will come from the past, means from your previous life, together with one particular energy, which we call it Soksin Lung, the life-sustaining wind, which plays a very, very important role as a current or the basis or the medium of your mental consciousness to get all the clear information for the mental consciousness. So this Soksin Lung, Sokjin means life-sustaining wind, which travels permanently, absolutely together from your previous life to the present, and the moment you die, these two will move to the future. So this is called continuation. And according to Buddhism, you have a past life, present, and a future life. So this is the simple concept. Now this wind and the mind that will travel together from the past, and the moment your parents' mother, which are the second conditions, and then the principal seed will be supported by the two parents' energy, that is sperma and the ovule. So these two represents as a two energy, a male and a female energy. In the physiology, it will be hot and the cold energy. Okay, so these are the contribution from the parent side. Later I will explain you what they contribute in the physical part, okay? Then now to develop again, beside the energy, you need again for development of this physical body, what you call physiology. So for physiological development, the very important contributions are the 5 elements. So again, 5 elements are very, very important a contribution to have this precious light. So each element will make a special contribution. I will not go in detail, just roughly to get some idea. So first is the space. The space gives you the opportunity to exist. Without space, nothing will exist. So all the phenomena existing is because of the space. So space plays important role for existing. And then there's one space which we called physiological influences. That means all what is vacuum or hollow or empty, those are the space. Like for example, mouth, the esophagus, all that the food pipes, which and then it goes to the stomach, the colon, the intestine, the urinary bladder, the gallbladder, all what is like a hollow space. And beside that, all the vessels, means channels, all the veins and artery are hollow, in which all the blood and the lymphatic circulation will move. And without that pipe, nothing will move energy. So all what is empty, the vacuum, are space elements, okay? And then we also say the mental space. So anyhow, space plays makes a huge contribution for physiological development, and then also mental space, okay? So more you have a bigger space in the intellectual, people are more open-minded, and people who have less space influences, they are more diluted mind. Okay, so this is one. And then the second is called the air elements. The air elements makes the contribution of, first number one is life survival, because the air is the one that gives you the life for respiration, oxygen, all those things. So the air elements is a very important for breathing, the respiration, and all the movement. So everything what is moving is from the air elements. So even our body development, the growth, all what is growing is fully depend on what you call oxygen, but in Tibetan medicine, physiologically, also the 5 elements plays an important role, okay? And all the movement means the blood circulation, the lymphatic system, anything that is moving is purely air elements, okay? It's a short one. Then you have fire elements. Fire elements produce or contribute the warmness, the heat in the body, and this heat is a very important for physical maturation, the development, the growth again. And this fire element we call the strength, power, and energy. So fire element plays a very important role even in the metabolism of all the organic systems. So all the organs, metabolic energy purely depend on fire elements. So without fire elements, there will be no growth, no maturation, and all the organs will not function. Okay, so besides it gives warmness, heat to the body. Then you have water elements, which is called fluidity. The water is the one that gives you the fluidity, the lubrication, humidity in whole system, and even the blood itself. Blood is hot in nature, so the blood circulation will move only when there's humidity in the blood. So that means water plays a very important role for humidity, lubrication, and even the mouth, eyes, nose, everything. There's always constantly some humidity, like salivas. So these are the ones that gives you the survival of life. Without water, there'll be no growth, nothing. So water element plays a very important, and also cleaning, humidity, all this dryness. Okay, and then you have the earth elements. So earth element is very important because it's the base to exist again, like the space. So if there's no earth elements, we cannot exist. So earth element is a very important, we call it the base. And then in general, earth element means all existing phenomena is earth elements. So all what is solid, object, even the tables, whatever, everything is from earth elements, and your body is earth elements. Now in the body itself, particularly the earth elements give you all the structural forms, structural forms like bone, the ribs, the skull, which gives us full protection for the other organs. Like in the ribs, that it will protect the heart. Without the ribs, heart will be damaged, so you cannot survive. So you see that earth element gives the structural, means the bone, the ribs, the teeth, the nails, the hair, muscles. So these are the earth elements. So these are a brief explanation about the contribution from the 5 elements. Okay. Now, once you have all these conditions, the fundamental seeds is your self-accumulated or self-created seed from the past life, which gives the condition to be born as a human being. And then the other mothers and father energy will contribute to energy, which is called two temperature, hot temperature and cold temperature, or male or female energy, we call it, yeah? So that in Tibetan, we call it Tipa. Tipa means hot energy, and it's connected to the fire elements or fire in nature. And then Pekin. Pekin is the energy which we call Pekin, means earth elements, earth and water elements combined. This is Pekin. So these are cold energy in the category of cold one energy, and influenced by the water mainly. So these are the two energy in the physiological. Nowadays, people, they translate as a bile and flame, but it's not a real accurate translation. The real is one, Tipa means fire elements, Pekin means earth and water elements. So these are the, and then plus your central energy, which is manifest from your mental consciousness, which is called life-supporting wind, which will be the central energy, which is from the air elements, okay, represent. So actually, according to Tibetan medicine, the 3 energies are 4 elements. The blood space is global, overall for everything, okay? So these 2 energy will make physiological or the physical functioning and development. Now in these 2, in the hot category, will go one group of organs, in the cold energy another group of organs. And now energetically, what do you call energy? So in the Tipa, in the fire energy category is the blood and the blood circulation. In the cold is the lymphatic systems. So these are the 2 energy, and these 2 energy plus the central energy, which is called lung. Now this lung is the very subtle, it's a light, it's a mobile, it's unstable. So this lung energy is like oxygen, like in the air. You cannot see it, but you will feel it. So this lung is absolutely, totally accompanying, supporting, influences the two other energy. So where does these three energy will circulate? The three energy will circulate into Tsa. Now Tibetan language is called Tsa. And in the Sanskrit they're called Nadi. Nadis. And in the Western now you can say, normally we translate like channels. Or it's artery and veins. Anyhow, there are 72,000 channels which are fully connected in all part of the body. So they are interconnected. So these channels are known as the energy path, which will distribute all the energy in all part of the body. Physiological systems like muscles, the fat, the bone marrow, even all the, we say, bodily constitutions. There are 7 bodily constitutions. All this circulation will, meaning is supplying all the necessary energy. What are the energy? The 3 energy will supply to all part of the body for development of your body and for the functional system of your body, and that is called energy. Without these 3 energy circulation, there will be no energy. Okay? So these 3 energies has to be circulated in a calm, in a regular, in a very balanced system to supply or to distribute all the energy in all part of the body. The neurological, the even 5 senses, all the organs and everything. So Tibetan medicine, they say 72,000. Okay, so please make this little bit. Now here, once these are fully, all these energies are purely, completely developed by the principal seed and the support of the 5 elements and mother. Of course, there are other support together, but we cannot go too much this, detail at the moment, okay? So now, another very important to understand now, here is each energy, they have 5, each energy have 5 categories, 5 different divisions. So I will not go at the other 2, the hot and cold. Pekken and Tiva I will not explain because of the lack of time. But I want to explain very importantly because of these 5 types of bloom, which plays very, very, very important roles in your psychological and physiological functioning, or the system of all the psychological mental energy during your lifetime. So this I want to explain you to make clear, and this is the fundamentally too important to understand relation between mind and body, and what are the link between mind and body and how they influence each other. So this is a special topic. I want to go a little bit more clearly. Hope it will not take much time. Yeah. So the mental consciousness and the Soktsin Lung, the life-supporting will which travels from the past life, during our lifetime, their main center, the location of their place is in the head. So we call head chakra here, okay? So from here, what do they do? What is the function of this Soktsin Lung in the head? So first is to have this function and activities of the mind, mental consciousness. You have to have another 5 sub-mental consciousness, which plays a very important role for receiving or achieving all the different informations that will pass to the mental consciousness, which will make the mind positive feeling or negative feeling. So these are we call 5 subconsciousness, mental consciousness. So those are known as commonly 5 senses: hearing, seeing, smell, taste, and the touch, the physical touch or feeling. So these are the 5 mental conscious, which are called the 5 mental gate, through which you will receive all the different informations, and then through the gate, receiving all the information, and then by the Soktin Lung, the wind, life-supporting wind will pass the message to the main consciousness, which is called mental consciousness, and this mental consciousness will judge the information, and then he said, this is good information and this is bad. So this is how you feel, either happiness or unhappiness. But once you don't have the function of the sensorial consciousness, then mind itself have nothing particular work in the present form. Of course, there's in the profound, deeper level, yes, mind has always, even during the sleeping, mind is still working, sensorial is blocked. But what I'm saying here in our day-to-day life, the five senses, the one that will receive all the information and makes your mind very intelligent or very stupid. Okay? So, out of these five senses, two places very importantly that will make a strong impact on the mental consciousness or to your mind. So that is the hearing, which will touch deeply to your emotion, whether positive or negative, both it will play very important role to transform your negative or positive. The second is the seeing. So beside the other trees will make you some contribution, but they will not make too much impact on the emotional level. Okay, so these five senses are located here, and your brain and the neurological system is a temporary mechanism to make this six consciousness to work. So please don't misunderstand the brain is a mind. No, brain is a mechanical system. So during this lifetime, it will support mind to work or function. But the moment you die, the brain has nothing to do because the mind and the consciousness will go to the next life. Okay, so this is a simple concept. I hope it's clear for you. And then beside that, what is the main purpose of this Sokten Lung being located here is the function of intellectual energy that is called memory, the concentration, the thinking power, the learning power, the understanding, intellectual energy or power, and the wisdom mind or wisdom energy. So here is the positive side, all is what we call intelligence or wisdom mind. Negative is called chakra of ignorance, chakra of stupidness, chakra of deluded mind, chakra of closed-minded. So here, these are destructive part and negative, positive and negative, or destructive or constructive. Okay, so you understand what is the purpose of the head chakra, hopefully. And now proper function of these five senses depend on the neurological proper functioning mechanism. And that depends fully on the good circulation of the three energy, the lung, the wind, blood circulation and the lymphatic system. If they move regularly in all the channels connected to the neurological system, your mind will be, mental capacity will be good quality. Now second chakra is in the throat chakra. This throat chakra here, now it's commonly words chakra, but here another wind, very important wind, which manifests from the main principal wind, Soktin Lung, the life supporting, and the second, the Lung, which manifests from the main one here is called Kengyur Lung, means ascending wind. So here means the one which is located in the throat is a very, very important again. Here, because this chakra is the connection between the upper part means head and the body. So here's the central, and this is very important because here we say the important because it's the question of life survival. To survive the life, it fully depends on the respiration. So ascending wind and the life supporting wind together is the one that will make the respiration and the breathing, which we call life. Okay? So as long as they could breathe and respire, movement, you are alive, and moment they are blocked. So that's why this throat is a very delicate and very important chakra for survival of life. So from the nostril, from the throat, until to the heart. This is the passage or the road or the channel in which the ascending wind will circulate and make the respiration, breathing, and then what we call ascending energy, like a coughing, the sneezing, the hiccup, yawning, all what is coming up, we say the function of this wind, and also its support for nailing the food, swallowing the food, the drinking. So all these are very interesting mechanical system which supported by this lung. Okay. Now beside that, this wind particularly very important, plays important role is for the proper function of the what we called the dialogue or communication energy. That's here. So here it gives you the power to speech, the talk, the voices, and these are the important part in the life which we call it the communication energy, the power of communication, speech, voice. So if you cannot talk, so then there will be no any communication. So communication is a very important, because through this communication, all your knowledge, all your wisdom you can share to other people, or you can help other people with a different form of verbal communication in the positively, and also it can make a terribly create a terrible problem if you are not aware about this kind of mistake that people will provoke through negative verbal action. So this is a very important either to make a positive contribution, or it can also make a very destructive contribution. Okay, so now this hopefully you understand how important physiologically for the life, and the, for emotionally the verbal. If you talk peacefully, nicely, people love it, and if you talk how to say negatively, the people will feel angry, you know. So this is important. Okay, now the third one is called heart chakra. Now this is very, very important. Here the wind, the lung is called capture lung, a wind pervasive or wind expansion. So this is the most important, because this is the energy that will make all the movement and will circulate into 72,000 channels, in which the circulation of this energy, meaning is because of this heart beating, heart palpitation, energy will circulate. And this energy circulation is the supplying the energy or distribution of all the essential energy in all part of the body to develop all your physiological energy. Okay, so here heart pervasive or capture lung is also very important for the sensation of feeling, the touch also. Okay, so it's moving in all part of the body. So chap means it covers all the body. Okay, so this wind should be recognized as a very important also to understand the relation between the energy and the body energy. Okay, so now beside that, this is also called the center of your mandala, your body system, because here is the main center of our emotion. So emotionally, everything you feel it, happiness, joyful, or sadness, or unhappiness, unpleasant feeling here. The moment you feel here, it makes your emotional disturbances in the negative sense. And if you feel happy, it gives you some pleasure or good feeling. So here we call it the emotional center, which plays a very, very, very important role. So this you have to be very careful, very conscious and aware about taking care of this emotional chakra, because this is the one that always causes you very, very disturbing life. Because here, the center of the mandala, in the middle is there's one word which we call magil, the ego. So here's the egocentric mind, which always want too much in your life, expect too much, you wishes too much, you desire too much, you have too much attachment which has no boundary, no limit. So due to this limitless attachment, the wizard and the desire, once they are not functioning, then you completely get your mind blocked, and your feeling will be dominated totally by the unsuccessful achievement of your wishes. And then this is how all the destructive emotion will arise. Hopefully I will explain you this in the next, when we talk about the cause of the problem. Okay, so please take care. Here's a very fragile and very sensitive energy center which can break easily, means you feel emotional down quickly. Okay, so then from the third wind again manifests further another wind which is called Menyam Lung. We say fire accompanying wind. It's something like external world. The fire needs oxygen to have a fire. So similar here in the mechanical system, in the physiological, all the metabolism of the organs, you need this metabolic wind. And particularly in the digestive system, you need this wind, Menyam Lung, metabolic wind. Nowadays easily we call it metabolic wind, or the digestive fire, digestive supporting the lung. So this wind plays very, very important role in the proper function of the digestive system, and also it will play a very important role for making other organs properly functioning. Like for example, the Menyam Lung will move all the residues and impurities after the digestion into the intestine, to the colon, and then you will pass the responsibility to the last wind, which plays another role for eliminating all the toxin. So you see that each wind has its own responsibility. So this metabolic wind, particularly I said, is a very, very important in the digestive system. Not only for supporting the fire, but it plays another very important role, hopefully that I will explain in the future. I briefly explained in one of my short video, explained about the benefit of the hot water. So one who have listened to that, maybe you get some idea, okay? Menyam Lung, the fire accompanying lung, is really, really important for all the organs, metabolism, support metabolism of the fire, support by this lung, okay? Then you have from the fourth manifest the last wind, which is called descending lung, wind. Descending means tursil lung in Tibetan. Tur means down. So it's called downward moving wind. Now this wind has a very special responsibility, or its function is to eliminate or expel all the toxins in the body accumulated in the previous days. So they cannot remain in the body because they are all toxicated. They are all toxin or impurities. So must go out on the regular basis. That means defecation, the urination should function regularly on the regular time. Okay, so this wind plays to open the door of the illumination, or to expel, and opens and closes the door. So this wind will play important role for proper function. Now, once if this wind gets disturbed, very occasionally, you also create a diarrhea, or either diarrhea or it makes constipation. Similarly, it can obstruct the urine, or it can make too much urination. It's not always these are the reason of the constipation or diarrhea. Of course, there are other reasons, but this also makes a lot of problem. So this is important for eliminating the toxins or waste of the impurities accumulated, means from the dinner or whatever you had last time. Okay. Besides that, it plays very important role again for the ladies, or at the around the age of 10, 11, when the menstruation starts till the menopause, the woman must have a regular menstruation every month. The healthy ones 3 to 4 days. So these are the toxins that are accumulated in the body. So they all will go down to the uterus, and from the uterus it must go out. So if they stay inside, means if the menstruation is blocked, it will create a lot of gynecological problems. And if someone has too much hemorrhages, a lot of hemorrhages, many times even the gynecologist doesn't know why they have too much hemorrhage, because most of the time we say it's very much related with this lung, the wind descending, which are disturbed by different reasons. So it started opening all the time and then lose all your blood. So if you lose too much blood for 8 days, 10 days, then again the girls will suffer anemia or loss of energy, weak. There are a lot of problems will develop losing too much blood. So these are the main function of the 5 chakras, which are connected to the 5 lung or 5 wind. So I hope it's clear now a little bit. And then beside in the last chakra, the wind Tursil lung also plays a very important role for child conception. So during 38 days, the fetus development or evolution has a very important role from this wind. Proper development, proper growth of the child for 38 weeks or 9 months, yeah. So, and then also proper delivery, not to create some kind of unfortunate incident like a loss of baby or premature delivery, something like, not to have this kind of malfunctioning of the system during the child conception, and to develop all the physiological energy every week, how they develop the body, to have a quality of body development. This wind plays very important role. So these are basic information about the 5 lung, which are connected, interconnected to the mainstream of your lung, which is called life-supporting wind. And this life-supporting wind is permanently connected to your mental consciousness or mental thoughts, mind. Okay, so hope now there's something a little bit clear to understand how important is the lung or the wind. So in Tibetan medicine, we consider very, very absolutely important of this lung, because in the Western medicine, there are many good things are happening, but they don't have this concept of the subtle energy, because in the scientific system, they have to see everything. But the wind, you cannot see it. They don't have form and color, so it's rather difficult. So anyhow, somehow they have a called central nervous system. Now this something is a very different from the other medical system, because Tibetan medicine, when you say central channel or central energy, in Ayurvedic they say, Chinese they say also. So now the difference here is the central lung, we called the life-supporting winds connected to the mind. So that means it's a mental current or it's a psychological energy, okay? So now I hope you understand a little bit relation between body and mind. So what is the connection? What is the link between the mind and the body is the lung. Because now I make you want more clear understanding. Sokthin lung, the life-supporting wind and the mental consciousness together travels from the past to the present. So during this lifetime, this wind, central wind or the main lung, principal lung, manifests or develops 4 other lung, and these 4 other lung and the principal lung will administrate the whole system of the body connected to the 5 chakras or 5 energy center during the lifetime. So now wind is together with the mind, and this wind is also main energy which influencing the 2 other energy, that the blood circulation and lymphatic. So the meaning is the lung is everywhere together with the blood and lymphatic in all part of your body. So I hope it's clear. Mind with the lung, and lung is with the blood and lymphatic, which are interconnected in all part of your body. So this is how even you pull out 1 hair, there's millions of hair, but if you pull 1 hair, you feel it immediately. Oh, I lose one hair. That means it's so sensitive because immediately this lung passes the message to your consciousness, mental consciousness, and then you say, yes, there's one. So these are some kind of understanding we have to make, feeling how the mind can influence to the lung and how the lung will influence to the blood, how the lymphatic system and the blood circulation can provoke disturbances or problem into 72,000 channels. So these are the relation between mind and body. So if your mind gets problem, the lung will get disturbed. When the lung gets disturbed, the blood circulation will be disturbed, or the lymphatic system. When they are disturbed in the proper circulation, then there are very, very subtle minor channels or veins and arteries in a different part of the body, in a very delicate area like in the heart or brain. So small, these vessels or veins and arteries or what we call channels, they get blocked because of the lungs forcing too much the movement of the circulation of the blood and the lymphatic, and they cannot resist this force. So this is how they get blocked, and this block, the minor blockage gradually can get bigger blockage, and this is how many times they develop cysts, nodules or tumors gradually in the future. So even in the brain, many times that they have a brain tumor is due to all this kind of small minor blockage, even in the heart. So like this are some example. So if you are happy mind, the energy will move very peacefully, relax, and all the dissipation energy will be very calm and peacefully. So this is something that I will make more clearly in the cause of the problem in the next session when I talk about that. So till then, I hope you understand what the relation between body and mind and how important is the lung in Tibetan medicine, why we consider so important. And once you understand this influence, then you can say, yes, the lung is really important for maintaining balanced energy, for proper function of all the organic system, the chakras that I briefly explained before. And this is how you are, even like a metabolic wind. So all this system will give you some kind of a good functioning energy, will say, immune system will increase. If you have a low function due to some emotional or other reasons, your body goes down, your immune. So this I will explain you very clearly in my next session. So hope now this is a little bit clear in this talk about the relation between body and mind. And in my first session, I explained you about what is Tibetan medicine. Now here, a little bit about the relation between body and mind. In the next session, what are the different reasons and what are the causes of making this lung, unbalanced functioning or disruptive functioning, causing so many problems. So I hope that will make it clear. And then the next, after that, what we can do help this kind of disrupt function of the lung that will influence so much to the body, and the body disturbance will impact too much to the mental part. Okay, so this is the all short information. I try to do my best to make clear, but hopefully it will understand. My English is not good because I didn't go to university, not higher study. I learned by myself. If there's something not clear, sorry for my poor English. And then till my next session, I wish you all a very good health and stay safe. Remain at home until this crazy virus problem completely is controlled or disappeared from the world. Stay at home. Think this is a kind of opportunity now to stay at home, to recharge all your energy that lost in your previous time due to hectic work, stressful life. Now you recharge all your energy, spend good time with your family, enjoy time with your children, with your father, mother, whoever you have, and please don't feel that you are in the prison. No, we are at home. so think that before you have not much time to spend with the family, now you have time. So I will take the opportunity to take the best benefit of having good time with the family, with the children. And in between you do some exercise, yogas, do some meditation. According to Buddhism, we do some recitation of mantras and so on, in order to calm down our mind. And then we pray together for a rapid, a very fast solution to overcome this crisis. May the scientists find a very fast solution with the treatment or vaccinations for prevented in the future not to suffer or not to have disturbed by this virus. So till then, please take care. I wish you all a very, very good health. And Tashi Delek again, once again to all. And we all pray together, okay? Till then, wish you all a very, very good health. Tashi Delek.